got another car event today, the last one of the season, and it's at a racetrack that Dec and I actually came to. I think it was called Retro Rides, which was the Sunday before he passed away. Here's a photo from that day. So it seems a bit crazy being here just over a year later, showing the van, something that he would have loved, especially on the stand we're going to be on. You would never guess it's a Ford event though. And yes, it is chucking it down. Thank you, great British weather. So the racetrack I've come to today is Mallory Park. It's cold, it's wet, and it is very grey. And I'm here for Ford Fest. So loads of people have already gone home because it's really bad. Well, it's not too bad now. It was horrendous earlier, and I just sat in the van and made this little video. I'm here with Butsu.
Yes.
Grant. I'm just going to stick to Grant because I remember
you can comment whatever you like, within reason.
Right. So we met at a car show.
Gravity?
Yeah, at Gravity. Didn't really know anything about you, and I'll admit I kind of still don't, except the fact you were coming here and you've got 26 cars.
Well, yeah, I've got 26 Fords.
Sorry, point that. 26 Fords and
3 others that are,
yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of.
So the man's greedy.
Yeah, addictive. It's what it's called. It's like you get all these sweeties. It's like you can have that. I want
yeah,
that
I
one.
want the rest.
You can have this shitty one.
So why?
I just it's just always something I've been into. It's these cars.
Yeah.
It kind of chills me out. You know, when folk are about music or they go and play golf, play or football or the rugby. Cars was always my thing. So I always worked. I've always wanted to work because if I worked, I got the cars that I wanted to have. And that was the thing. So I was doing, when I was 10, 11, I was out already delivering papers, and I was, out doing like odd jobs with like, guys that were joiners to learn a trade, and I always wanted to be a joiner. That was my thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I was like, if I'll be a joiner and I can make my money, then I can have a cool car.
But you didn't want to be a mechanic?
Nah, because I'm a firm believer that you don't want to do your job and then come back home and do that as a hobby.
Yeah.
So it was like, keep away from the mechanics and keep that as a hobby, and that's what
right.
I did. So it was like, the first car I ever bought was a Mark IV Escort van, and I was on £45 a week in my wages. That's what I was getting, and that was back in '95. And I bought this Escort van that was sitting down the end of my pal's street, and brought it back up the road and paid £500 for it, and within a week I had it stripped to the bare bones, just to learn how it came apart and how things were done, and then painted it and put a body kit in it and changed it to Alice turbo engine and stuff. It was just, I found it dead therapeutic and addictive, and it just became an addiction, like a pure addiction.
Because my first car was a Red Nova.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it a saloon or a hatchback?
It was a hatchback. Blew up within the first week. Cost me 50
Vauxhall.
quid.
It's a Vauxhall.
And then it was the Peugeot 205 XS.
Good
That
car.
was a quite. If I had
XS
that
is a good
now, what that could sell for now.
Tough money. XSIs were even more.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the
Sorry.
Ford world.
The
Ford world.
Is that where this is going?
So now, one thing I do know is you're affiliated with Fast Forward.
Yeah, I've got a column every month in Fast Forward, basically recording my shenanigans, building the cars and what I'm buying, what I'm selling, and just basically even like things like this when I'm talking before. Try to bring the community together again and try and boost the magazine into people, for people to buy it again, because everything's online.
Yeah,
so
I get that, because back in the day you would go to the paper shop and buy like Top of the Pops magazine, just 17, and you would have like your Fast Forwards, your the one with the women.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Playboy.
I
know you're talking Max Power. I was going for the proper one.
But this is it, you would buy them. Now you just go on the internet.
Pretty much, man. It's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
If you would like to subscribe to me, it's £2.99. If you like me to keep my clothes
Yeah.
on, you can pay me a tenner. Huh?
If you like to keep him buying more Fords.
Yeah. I should actually do that. That's a good idea. That.
Yeah.
You tattoos?
Yeah.
Right.
So Dec was meant to have had that one done. He
Ah,
designed
right.
it. So I had that
That's
done
cool.
about 6 weeks after he passed away.
All right.
I had that years ago. So Declan and Riley was another son, but was stillborn, my sons. And then I've just had a massive piece on my hip, which has a lion and a lioness with like sunflowers and
Isn't
stuff
it?
round for me and Dec.
Yeah, well, you're harder than me because I would be like,
Hard as nails.
yeah, just nah. I get regret stuff too much. I can imagine someone drawing me and go like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah. No, mine are really like symbolic.
I'd just get covered in Ford badges and pistons and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I think it'd be like car parts down one side, I'd use the sleeves, and then the other
But
side.
they
would
look
be-
cool where it looks like
Yeah, but I'll
your
get.
skin's shredding open and you're actually made of car parts.
Yeah, but then you see that all the time, and
Yeah.
like I would do a lot of work with domestic people. You know, so if you're working in an old granny's house and you walk in, you get tattoos up your neck.
Yeah.
They don't really like that.
So you
and
still
stuff.
have a day job then?
Yeah.
You still are a
Yeah,
carpenter?
yeah. I've got my own business.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I specialise in double glazing bathrooms, kitchens. So
Yeah.
that's what the dad just asked me to try and boost the magazine as much as they could. So to the date I've had 12 features cars in the
Yeah.
magazine, and they had asked me, look, how do you fancy just joining the magazine and
Yeah.
and have your own column every month? And it's, to be honest with you, it's something I get excited about every month because
Yeah.
this is a magazine I bought since I was
Oh,
a kid.
exactly, yeah.
And I've still got every one, and now I actually write for the magazine,
pretty
you know, and it's
awesome,
about me, and then that's the funny thing. It's kind of a pinch me moment,
Yeah.
you know. You got your celebrities are making. I'm just happy that I get to open up a page and go, here's
That's
my ugly
it.
mug.
That's it. It's like I always used to say to Dad, I want to be a celebrity to go on. I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
Yeah, I wouldn't go.
I don't want to actually be a
I'll
celebrity.
host it.
I want to go on that. I'd love to go on that. I think
Yeah,
it
I
sounds
wouldn't mind
amazing.
going in the jungle, but I definitely want. The only thing I'd really want, and everyone would agree with this, I want one toilet. I don't want to crap in a hole, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not into
That's
that.
a bit
So
grim.
it's just the posh way of the pod, you know.
Oh, God, we keep going
As you
totally
can tell
off
him,
the goal.
as you can tell him, posh. You know? Not really, but yeah, I mean, the Ford just came about was just you know, some cars you see and you're like, I really like that.
Yeah.
And you know, my papa, like, who was my hero, my mum's dad, he was like, as a man's man. He was an engineer. He worked for Massey and Ferguson making tractors and combine harvesters. So
Okay,
and
so
he was
he was
in it.
very
Yeah,
hands-on.
it was great. And he used to tell me all these stories, and I was like, that's amazing. You know, this is something cool you want to be getting into.
Yeah.
And he had I remember he had a Talbot Sunbeam, and he used to go out every weekend and the thing it polished and cleaned up and tidied. And I'm like, it's just, that's a cool way of chilling out
Yeah.
for him. And I was like, I want that. And he passed away, and I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna aim to be like that a wee bit,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. But my dad came back. Mum and dad's not really in the cars. It was just me. I was just a picture
Yeah.
for the word go. And my dad had always had cars, but he started this new job, and his very first brand new car, and it was a company car, and it was a Sierra GLS. And I just remember him. Like, before my mum to say, like, on my way home, so I sat, waiting for him to come in, and then
Yeah.
came in this GLS, and I'm just like, oh my god,
What
that's
was the colour?
it was white.
Yeah.
So the story
Nice.
goes even deeper than that one. So when he brought that car in, I was in love. I was like, Ford's all the way. I need
Yeah.
a Ford. That's the car I want to have. And it was like, 4 or 5 years later, I became 17, and then that car was gone, and
Yeah.
the Mondeo and blah blah blah. So I had the Escort van, but the car that always got me into it was the Sierra, a GLS.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Cosworth. It wasn't anything like that. I just saw this, I wanted it, and I think it was like 5 years ago. I was working. Business was picking up, and that's how we got the cars. I'd buy them damaged, or I'd buy them cheap and fix them. I wouldn't
Yeah.
buy them at the top price. Like
Yeah.
I just wouldn't. And I
There's
decided.
a few people doing that now.
Yeah, but that, a lot of Mark Armstrong's making a killing from it, and if I'd just had a mobile phone, not a potato, I would have filmed myself doing half the stuff as well that I was doing with the cars. But it's I'd make my money from my job, rather
Yeah.
than that, which I'd love to make money for doing the stuff with the cars,
Yeah.
But nobody's going to employ a 44-year-old guy to talk crap about a Ford.
You've just given your age as
fast
well.
forward, I don't care. It's my birthday. It was my
Is it your birthday today?
Yeah, it's my birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Right, we were born in the same era, so the car scene for us growing up
Yeah.
was huge, but then I think it dipped a bit, and now it seems to be exploding again.
Yeah, I think internet kind of ruined things quite a bit, you know, because like even for the magazines, you've seen all the big magazines like Max Power, Revs, even Fast Car magazine, you know, these were the top magazines.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah,
You know,
which is really sad.
Yeah, and it's because online and internet's dragging people into a false, you know, people will buy a car and like, oh, I've got a Porsche, I've got an R8, but they can't afford to drive it.
Yeah.
But I can take a pretty picture and put it on Instagram.
Yeah. And that's the world we're living in now.
Yeah.
It's more like that, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you go to like shows that are dedicated to the likes of this, it's people who are into the cars, love the brand, and that's when it kind of.
So would you say your granddad, do you feel when you're working on those cars, that's kind of bringing you back to him?
100%. Like if I build a car, the first person I'll send the picture of it built to is actually my mum. Yeah. And the first thing she'll always put back is, "This is so cheesy," and she'll like, "Your papa would be really proud." And I'm like, you know what? I think he would have been, because he would have been the first person to sit down and help me out to build it and do stuff, because he was really clever, you know. So it was like, give it a go.
Well, that's why I'm doing this, is to remain close to deck.
Yeah, 100%.
And at the minute, I've managed to change your battery, which is harder than it sounds when you have to take.
Wait till you get the one in the key fob, bitch. the one in the car's easy.
I swear, I know. I felt like I had to take half the flipping engine out for it. But I've managed to do that. I've done it a few little bits, but I want to learn, because I want to feel that some of me has also gone into this van.
Of course.
So
from what I know a little about it, obviously I read up about it. I get it. This is something that bonded you two together.
Oh, massively.
And I think cars are like that as well. It's the sentimental value of cars. Like every car I've got isn't because I can afford it. It was because they've got a story to them. Yeah. You know, even that GLS I was talking about. Well, I've got one now, because I hunted in one, because it sits in the corner of my unit, and I look at it every day and I go, you know what, that's what got me into cars. Yeah, and that's the reason I've just bought an RS 1800, and that was the first car I built. Yeah. So I was like, I want to replicate that.
Yeah,
so
it's a nice thing.
It brings back it's memories more.
And it's the chats as well. I find when you're driving, you and your passenger, but I think it's that no eye contact.
Yeah.
You can just talk about anything. Yeah. And I know that's what Dec and I did. So some of our best chats were in this van, either when he could drive. If
you knew, you would have recorded them at the time and recorded everything.
Do you know what? I said to him, we did buy a GoPro, and we were on about doing car combos and having the best bits of our stupid car conversations, putting them on his YouTube channel.
Just put everything on it.
Yeah, exactly, because the stuff we spoke about, random, but he passed away before we got a chance. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? There's no one filming the funny things.
If you was in front of you, you would have everything like that.
Oh God, definitely.
I've always said that you live your life.
But if we had that, it would have captured the minute he died as well. Oh, because he did die in this van.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did not. Nope. On a lighter note, we'll come back to that. Here's a picture of you dancing, just from earlier on. So his chair's not moved.
Oh, that stayed there.
We were literally on a drive, and we were just chatting, and then I came off a roundabout, looked up, and he had gone.
Oh man, that is.
But for a car enthusiast, whose like closest person was his mom, and I'm not saying that in a like geeky way, but we had such a beautiful bond.
Yeah, you can tell that straight off.
Just me and him, and we had the Beach Boys on. Which we like a bit of cheese. Exactly.
You know
for him, it was just if you have to go at the age of 24.
So young.
What a way to go, though. Yeah. Just.
He was in his happy place. That's the one thing that like you have to take for stuff like that. You know, it's like it was going to happen, but you know it happened where he felt right. You know, my papa was the same. Like it sounds really daft, and I'd like bring back to it, but it's similar, but not, if that makes any sense at all. My papa was ill. He had cancer, and he'd taken a heart attack. He'd had a stroke, and he was in the hospital. And I was just finishing a job. I had a bad feeling all day. So something's wrong, Sam. And then my mum phoned me. She says, "You better get to hospital. It's my papa, isn't it?" And he's like, he's on the road out, and I still had about 3-4 hours to finish this job, and I had to get it done because I'd taken this woman's windows out. Long story short of it was, he waited till I got there. I got all the way up the stairs, ran up, and he was holding a picture of my wee Fiesta. Me and the Fiesta, and he was holding it in his hand. He hadn't moved, come in and said, "Hi Papa," and then he just looked up and he's like, boom. I'm like, that was me. So I get emotional with stuff like this. So things like this, I'm just like, I'm not going to cope well. I get it. The things like that, memories are everything. You can lose money, you can gain money, but losing the memories.
And I think that's it. We can come to shows like this, and our reasoning behind or our drive.
Yes.
Your granddad, my son. When you're here, you put on the Butsy show. Butsy?
Yeah.
Have I said that right?
Yeah, I said Butsy. It's a different accent, but it's one. Yeah.
The Mama Van show, and it's obviously a lot of it's real because you're passionate about what you're doing, but the reason you're doing it is because of the love for someone that you hold really dear.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's one of the best driving forces there can ever be.
Definitely, I'll give it that. I mean, even like a friend that just dropped that bumper off I was talking about earlier on there. I only met him 15 years ago. I've met him once, and he's done so much for me out with that. He brought this bumper from like 300 miles away to bring it here today, and I'm like, things like that you just don't miss. You know, that's good friends.
Yeah.
That's a good thing with the car community. I had someone actually print off a set of tickets for me as well, which is good.
He wouldn't have got to a track without me. But we've not managed to do me on the track because
it's poured down all blinking day, and now it's dry. It's pretty horrendous.
Yeah.
So you come up with slicks in the car thinking.
Yeah, your car's now on the back of your trailer.
It is so ready to go home. It's 6.5 hours. Possibly home.
But you made a promise.
Yep.
And you will take me around the track
I promise you.
at some point.
So the good thing is we have Knock Hill. It's like an hour away from me.
Yeah. Oh, so, how many from me?
I don't know. Where do you stay?
I'm not far from here.
Are you not far from here? So you're probably about 7 hours. Yeah.
Holiday to Wales?
Yeah, don't go there. That'll be a real long way.
Holiday to Scotland.
I've been Irish, I've been Welsh.
Yeah.
I am Scottish, eh?
So, holiday to Knock Hill.
Yeah, we can organise a track day.
Yeah.
Because there's loads up there. There's open pit lanes. We can get you up.
Yeah, and we'll get some.
I'm scared the life out of you in Knock Hill. That's my home track.
Oh God.
And then, and then we'll get Silverstone. Obviously, for the fair.
Yeah.
I'll physically get. In fact, do you know what I'll do? I'll put you in. I'll take you out in the fast food stand. So you're out with a display card. And you can jump in there.
You heard it here.
Get it here
That's
first.
A promise. Got to happen now.
Is it the little writing's going to on the screen now?
Yes.
Objects in case it appear closer in the mirror.
But yeah, also.
Joe said not to become laughing. That's like all I want to do is make you laugh at the camera.
With this van, obviously, you coming to shows like this, you're just RS. You know, there's just so many cars.
Yeah.
So many similar cars.
That's fun. Individuality is key.
Which
That's definitely this. I mean, I've never sat in one of these before, so this is a first for me.
What would you say stands out? What do you like most about this van?
So obviously we know the colour of one of my cars. It's purple.
Yeah.
So the wrap killed it for me.
Yeah.
The purple just stood out straight away because I think purple's such a key colour. It can fit anywhere. You could go down to McDonald's and kick about a car park in it and it look cool. Or you could take it to the Ritz.
I did back in the day.
Exactly, we've done that.
Yeah.
Was it
Tuesday,
2 tours on the week there? Oh, I didn't have the trays on the back wheels. But yeah, the drap was good. The good thing is it's a neat and tidy van. It's something that's different. You go along to like Orange Car Club owners and it's just a sea of the same stuff. And because they put a Lego brick on their battery tray doesn't make it any different from anybody else's.
Yeah.
Something has to pull you in and keep you looking. So if you say, oh, this isn't a standard colour, so I might immediately come over.
Yeah.
Well, there's a kit on it.
Yeah, what's that about?
And before you know it, you're looking around about and seeing that it's not just a couple of, like 2 mods.
Yeah.
Like the V-dub scene's very 3 module.
Yeah.
Air, wheel and wrap.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then it's a build. But when you've got something like this, where it's more unique and it's, pulling you in to see more, like I spotted the alloys I didn't see the first time.
Yeah.
Things like that are just, that's what I look for more. That's what, like magazines look for that more.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the same going on the front covers. You don't want the same in the magazine. Open up and going, well, we seen one of them last week.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not going to see many of these in.
And there's going to be, come the car season next year, hopefully interior and exterior, maybe engine, there's going to be more.
Yeah, I mean,
going on
keep
as
it nice
well.
and reliable, because if it's working,
Yeah.
you know, and you're planning doing miles in it as a Ford, I'm not daft. But I mean, getting the custom interior, if you need any help with that, I've got loads of contacts for getting custom interiors made in this.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking time and coming and chatting.
I didn't even know it was hard. I got dragged in this van. I was getting violated. No, I was kidding.
Hopefully you don't feel
No,
violated
at all.
now.
No, it's been a good laugh.
You've had a nice safe
Yeah, it's been
chat
fine.
in a safe space.
I'm walking it with all my fingers intact. Just-
Well, safe journey all the way back to Wales. Scotland.
No, if the sat nav takes me that way, I'm going to go to Wales just to find myself a sheep.
No, safe journey home.
Yeah, will do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much, Grant, for making me laugh and telling me all about your car journey. Talking about cars, here's a few more from the day.